Hello everyone and welcome back to Mystic Tides Tarot. Today I am going to be doing readings for all three earth signs. That is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo in that order. So go ahead and find your timestamp down below. They are going to be in that order. Didn't I already say that? I don't even know. But anyways, timestamps are down below. I hope that you enjoy your reading. Hello, Capricorn. And, I know that your time is coming. Your season is pretty much on top of us right now, save for a few days, depending on when I upload this. And happy birthday to you guys. I may be doing an additional bonus video. I haven't really decided just yet. So, fingers crossed here. And let's see what is in your energy for the month of January. Oh, whoa. Well, very aggressive of you, Capricorn, because that doesn't typically happen when I shuffle the cards. Temperance, the star. Oh, we're going off big right off the bat. Yes, we are. Okay. Okay. Wow. There's a card here that I'm feeling. It's this one. Okay. Okay, Capricorn. So we have a lot of major arcana here. We have 4 major arcana here. Seems to kind of be a theme for you. But I mean, it makes sense because, we're heading or already on the cusp or whatever you want to call it of your birthday. So it makes sense that big things are happening, even if it's just on the realm of thinking of these things, right? Because we tend to do kind of like a life evaluation when we're reaching certain milestones, specifically the ones that mark that we are, growing older. So we have the Temperance, the Star, the King of Cups, and Judgment all in the first row. This is basically saying that you are going to have a pretty pivotal birthday. I don't know if you're turning like 30 or you're going to be in your 30s, and maybe you've been in your 30s for a while and it hasn't felt like you've been 30, but now you're going to feel like you're 30. And that's not like to say that in a bad way. I mean, 30 is still young, in my opinion, but it's kind of like you're going to feel that you actually changed, you're shifted, you're evolving, or you're like on the verge of becoming a whole different version of you. You're stepping up in some way, in a way that maybe you thought would take you longer to step up. And this may not be like such a like physical obvious thing as much as an internal thing that you feel, whether it's the way that you approach a problem, how you think about it logically or mentally, or it's the way that you approach work. Now this also tells me that maybe you're someone who has been trying to take steps forward in doing something that isn't super conventional, and that has been kind of a struggle bus for you because that doesn't feel like it is you, but it is. And you're the type of person to be like, well, I don't care if other people don't like it. I'm going to do it anyway. But deep down, whether they like it or they don't, still affects you. Not in the way that it's going to stop you, but in the way that it kind of takes some of the flame out of the torch that you're carrying. And that's okay. We're not always going to be supported. We're not always going to be supported in the way that we want to be supported. You already know these things. I feel like I'm talking to someone who already knows everything that I'm saying. So I'm kind of like, okay, let me try to get to the juice. Let me try to get rid of all of this obvious stuff that I'm saying so I can get to the actual juice of the reading. But there is going to be a point in the month of January where things are going to take a shift and you may feel a little like discombobulated, but it doesn't last very long, okay? It's a temporary thing. And during this period, you're going to want to cling on to all of the good stuff you can while the rocky part of the ride passes. And you might end up having to make a decision that is going to affect how fast this goes on, the rocky, bumpy part. And it's not about going into extremes either. Like when you're making a decision, it's not about like, oh, it has to be the color black or it has to be the color white. It's about a compromise. And there's a third or fourth or maybe even fifth option that you haven't thought of yet that is definitely available. And maybe it's just a matter of realizing that it's available, because you are going to be receiving news in which it will affect how you perceive this problem, that will give you the options that you don't think are there. Okay. And the Ace of Swords tells me this is going to be like a big aha moment for you. It's going to really affect the way that you start walking and talking and being in your life. So this is a big, not just a big year for you, because I feel like anybody can say that and it be true some way, but this is a big month for you. This is going to be a big start of your year, first of all, because your birthday, so your birthday year, a big start of your new age that you're turning, but also of this year, 2026, but also the month itself. So it's not to say that after January, everything is going to be a smooth ride, or that after January, everything is going to be boring, but January is going to be a big month for you, because it's going to make a lot of things change for you. And this is all good stuff. Like, even if it doesn't feel good, okay? Because here we have the Five of Cups, and the Five of Cups is kind of telling us like some things are going to not feel good at all. But it's not that it's a physical pain. It's definitely more of an emotional one. And the good thing about that is that emotions, just like any other pain, but emotions will pass. It's not something that it's like, oh, I have to live with this for the rest of my life. It's nothing like that. It's very temporary. And all of the bigger energy cards, like the Temperance, the Star, Judgment, Hangman, even this King of Cups right here is really standing out to me. This is very indicative of your year. You know, we have the Temperance, the ability to alchemize, right? The ability to take, whether it's a situation, a person, or even a thing, and combine it with another thing to create a third thing. Like, that is magic, okay? And not everybody can do that, but you either can, have been trying, or will be able to. And with the Star, this is the card of hope. This is someone who maybe not always gets what they want, but is definitely not going to stop trying anytime soon. And having that energy is so important, especially for people that are working in areas where it is very easy to give up hope, where it is very easy to, you know, get down in the dumps, to feel a little depressy, stressy, because it is not like an easy sector area to work in, but you remain hopeful, and you, because of that, become the pillar of strength and the light for a lot of the people in the area that you're at. King of Cups, this tells me that this is your ability to be able to be empathetic, but also hold on to structure and understand that things, even though they can be emotional, they don't have to be all bad, or they don't have to be all doom and gloom, or they don't have to be all consuming, okay? And then here we have the Judgment card. The Judgment is like, okay, we're getting this news. We're hearing the announcement finally that we've been waiting to hear for a long time. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you might experience something this month that has to do with changing the way that you have to make a decision about something based off of the news, that it's going to really turn you on your head, because it's going to add maybe another piece of information, or a big piece of information that's going to really, what's the word? It's going to really alter your perception, okay? Like, you're already going to be going through that anyway, generally speaking, because you're going through a transformation, but then you're also going to be receiving information that's going to add to that. So it's like a whole upgrade. It's a lot of the times people say the Hangman also is a spiritual awakening, or like an epiphany. And I feel like that's also true in this case. And the Ace of Swords is like that new idea, the new beginning, the new way of thinking. Okay. Wow. I feel like I said so much. This was very interesting reading for sure. The Seven of Pentacles kind of being off to the side, I didn't do that on purpose. It's just kind of the way the cards fit. But this is why I say in what you work with, because this is very much, you know, either in workspace or about what you do for work, or what you wish you did for work. Whatever that falls into, that's where majority of these upgrades are going to really show up in. And that's where the payout is going to be the greatest. Okay. And yeah, I'm wishing you a happy birthday, Capricorn, because you are starting the year off with a bang, your year as well as the year, okay? And, you know, I hope you keep coming back and getting readings from my channel. I had a lot of fun reading for you. Happy birthday, and see you next time. Hello, Taurus. You know, I don't know why I feel compelled to say this, but I really like saying Taurus, but in Spanish. Tauro. Tauro. I really think about Walter Mercado when I hear Tauro. And Taurus, Tauro, that is my mom's sign. So maybe that's why too. I don't know. But anyways, let's see what's in store for you. Let's see what you have to look forward to in the month of January 2026. Oh, whoa. Okay. Interesting. A king and a knight. Another knight. Wow. Okay. So we have 3 knights and we have the King of Wands. I don't know if you're going through like a heartbreak, a relationship that's ending, a relationship that's starting. Maybe all of the above is happening for you, because we have 3 knights and the King of Wands. And I don't always read the court cards as people, because sometimes they can be aspects of the self, but something tells me that these are people. These are people in your life. And the King of Wands is like the one, but you have these knights hanging around that are kind of like fighting for you as well. And out of those that are fighting for you, one of them in particular is very aggressive. And it's almost to the point that they are convincing you. Okay? And I'm going to go as far as to say that I don't think you want to go there. I did not think I was going to be saying this, but yeah, I don't think you want to go there, because this person is in it for themselves mainly, and they don't care if they break your heart. And we don't want that. We want someone who knows how to treat a person like a person and understands that a relationship is a collaborative effort between the people involved in it and no one else. And that also respects their partners, because, you know, if you're in an open relationship, or if you're in like a throuple, I don't know. No judgment here. But it's kind of like you need someone that's going to respect everyone involved and is not going to try to play sneaky agendas on people, okay? But you are someone who attracts quite a bit, quite without so much effort, okay? You are someone who is giving, and maybe this is another reason why you have all these people, because they're attracted to that energy of, like, you're not a selfish person, and people love to see that, okay? So you're not a selfish person. You know that you have enough to give, and it doesn't mean that you're over giving either. And that also makes you kind of like a badass. So you're attracting all of these people towards you, and you have many options. Even the people that are here, they are still not your only options. These are just the people that are like the closest to you in that vicinity of like romantic love. But you have even more options than are shown here. You are someone who knows how to create beauty in a relationship. And that is also something that other people want. You're the type of person that knows how to make people feel special. And that's another reason why you have a lot of suitors. Okay? So this feels like this is going to be a very short reading, because all this is telling me is, just in case you forgot, you're fucking abundant as hell. You know how to get what you want. You don't need anybody to get what you want. You could do it on your own. However, if you'd like to be in the company of someone, make sure you're picking the top dog, for lack of better words. Don't pick someone because they are pushy, because they are aggressive, or because they look like they know what you want, so they are going to offer it to you just to appease you. Make sure that you're being selective, because you have a lot to select from. You are not someone without resource. You are not someone who should take, I know that you're like someone who likes to give, but don't give your energy and your time so freely just because someone happens to be around during a time that you want to give. Try to hold on to some of that energy, kind of like reserve it for the right time, for the right person, because that's when the payoff is going to be the best for you in the long run. You know, if you are someone who is like I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to be exclusive. I kind of just want to have fun. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure that you're putting your expectations and what you want out of that person or persons out on the table so that there's no crossed wires or mixed signals, because that's going to make sure that you leave that situation or relationship whenever you're ready as unscathed as possible. But I'm telling you right now, if someone is coming off a little too aggressive, it would be better to avoid them, because they're in it for the thrill, which is fine, but they don't care if you get cut and scraped along the way. And we're not trying to have that energy around here. I want you to be safe and happy and protected. And you don't need to seek external things to protect yourself. Just make sure that you're not getting swept away by someone because they're being aggressive. And it's just easy to give into what they're saying instead of fighting them on the no. Okay, stand your ground. No means no. If they don't get it, they gotta go. Okay, that kind of rhymed. But yeah, that's like the main message for this month, okay? So, I just have this feeling that you're just such a beautiful person. And I don't want to sound like I'm trying to tell you what to do or boss you around, but I want you to be protected and I want you to be discerning of who you allow into your beautiful energy, because somebody trying to steal your energy, leech your energy, or off of your beautiful aura, it's just not worth it. It's not worth for you to be disillusioned off of some bum. That's just what I'm getting in my head. Okay. So if this doesn't resonate, leave it alone, but that's what I got. So yeah, Taurus, you're a bad bitch. That's what I'm getting. And you're hot and you're magnetic and everybody wants a piece of that. So you got to be discerning. You're allowed to be picky. You're more than allowed. Matter of fact, you almost might get punished if you're not picky. Okay, that came through last minute. So that's all I have for you for the month of January. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I will see you for another reading next month. Or if you want to do like a little pick a card on my channel, that's fine too. Have a good month. Bye. Hello, my Virgos. You are the last one on this video on my list. I don't know. Don't tell nobody else, but you're my favorite. Okay, let's see what you have coming up for you in the month. Whoa. In the month of January, Virgo. Okay, that's not cute. Why are they doing this to us? We're just trying to exist. But wait, there's more. Okay. Whew. So yeah, a not so amazing ending is definitely coming through for you. You may be the one that has to initiate this ending, though. You may be the one that needs to make the decision to leave, and it's probably going to be an emotional one, because a lot of the times we want the decisions to be made for us, because then we can say that we did the best we could. Compared to if we have to make that decision, we tend to get into our minds a lot about, did we make the right decision? And we second guess ourselves a little too much because we're a little too humble. And that's problematic, because it also takes away responsibility, which is the fun part, right? Because nobody wants to be blamed for a mistake, but then it also takes away power. And we definitely don't want that. We want to be able to stand in our power. And, in this situation, it may feel like there's no way to win, and that's why you don't want to make the decision, but the ending is going to come regardless. And, it's very unfortunate, but it's going to be something that happens quite quickly. So it's not like some pain that you have to sit in for years or even months. This is going to be one and done during January. And you're going to meet somebody along the way that's going to really help you cement and stand on business on exactly why you were right to do it in the way that you did it. And this is inevitably going to lead to you being able to do more work with other people, which in the past has not been the funnest thing to do for you, because, Virgos have a certain way that they like things. They know what they want. They know how to do it. Most of the time they thought about it way more than anybody else in the group did. So of course they have already weaved in a couple of different ways to solve the problems that might arise via method 1, 2, or 3. And that's why they want to take on all the work. And right here, it's kind of like saying you're not going to be able to take on all the work as much as you want. You're going to try to juggle. You're going to try to juggle everything going on. And you might be able to juggle a few things, but not all of them. So you need to enlist a King of Swords. You need to enlist someone who also understands the depth that you like to go into things so that they can step in and not like let you down as much as if you were to let a bunch of like, I guess people who don't really care, people who have low stakes in it. But this collaboration is going to lead to you actually understanding people that are much different than you and it not having such a disgusting result is what I'm getting. Because a lot of the times we just need to accept, I'm saying we because I'm a Virgo too. A lot of times we just need to accept that things are not going to be able to meet our expectation, whether it's a project, whether it's a person, whether it is whatever it is. More often than not, it's either going to, on a good day, exceed our expectation or, disappoint us a little bit. And that's a part of life. And as crazy little control freaks that we can be, we need to be okay with sometimes letting shit hit the fan, but not in a destructive way when it's already too late and we're too tired. Because that's easy, right? Like, of course, when you're exhausted, letting shit hit the fan, like, duh, I'm fucking exhausted. I can't even stop it if I tried. That's the easy time to let things crumble because you're too tired. But this is kind of like saying you need to end things on your terms. You need to take the power and the responsibility to end things on your terms. So I don't know if you know what this is or not. I kind of feel like I want to pull some more cards. So of course you're going to get more cards than everybody else. Don't tell Capricorn because it's their birthday month. Okay. So yeah, there's definitely, this is amongst people. This ending has to do with people. And maybe this is another reason why you don't want to get involved in it, because people make things messy. And there is definitely going to be like some of that messiness, like these arguments, these disagreements. But that's the only way that things are going to be able to reach some sort of balance, is via conversations, even if it is like messy, like I said, and clunky. And maybe this is the King of Swords. I don't know. But you're going to end up being able to have a relationship, whether it's romantic or friendly. I'm not really sure. But you're going to be able to build a relationship, or maybe it's with the Page of Cups, where the heart, like, you guys will be able to harmonize. You guys are going to be able to work together. You may not be the same, or think the same, or handle things the same. You might even be opposites, especially if it's the Page of Cups. You might even be opposites, but for some reason it's going to work. And it's going to work in a really good way. Even though things are going to start off with you needing to take matters into your own hands and ending something that's been needing to end for a while via communicating it through. And even if it's going to result in some kind of dispute or like you having to fight your way through so that things can work out, it is going to have a positive outcome. Because along the way of you enlisting others into this cause or this scenario, you're going to be able to meet some people that are going to help you, that are going to be working with you so that you don't always have to be carrying the large load of work or the brunt of the work. And that's a beautiful thing. And we already know growth is uncomfortable. This is not going to be a super comfortable month for you, but not every day is going to suck either. This is just like the main general energies that I see for you in January. And Virgo, if anybody's got this, you got this. Because your ability to problem solve is unfucking matched. So even in the middle of all of this, you already understand the situation. You already know how you have to exit. You already know what you have to exit because it's been coming up for you. This isn't brand new news to you. Okay? Obviously, if none of this makes sense, then dump the reading. It's not for you. But something tells me that you know exactly what this is about. And you just need to go on with it, go through with it. And this is the sign that you now cannot avoid. Because it's kind of like something tells me that you've been searching and searching and searching for something to tell you what you want to hear, even though you already know what the answer is. And I feel like this isn't what you wanted to hear, but this is what you need to do. And now you have to take action on it because you heard it here first. Okay. This energy has been very funny. But it was a pleasure to read for you, Virgo, for the first time. I hope that your January is fucking amazing and you start 2026 off with a motherfucking bang because you deserve it, okay? And I will see you in your next reading. Goodbye.